Hello everyone, hi, I'm Erin and welcome. I almost hit my YouTube intro. I was so close to saying my
Oh,
YouTube
I'm no longer
intro.
nervous. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Oh, hi. Yeah.
Hi everyone and welcome to Erin's Expeditions where we talk everything Christ and entertainment. So I am here with Brom. He is a fellow friend and we also serve together at church. But before we get into all of that, please tell us more about yourself.
Um, hey, it's Brom. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh my word.
Um, yeah. I'm a friend. Work together at church as fellow volunteers. What I do outside of church is the educations. I'm a accounting student, currently on my postgrad. Also involved in the arts, a bit unorthodox, but you know,
As for unorthodox.
yeah, it's when people think arts, they think canvas, but I feel like there's a lot of different types of art that
Yeah.
are untapped, especially in the faith. So that's what I'm trying to explore right now, and yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So when I asked you to be part of the podcast, and I
yeah,
think I already promised it before, but you were on radio first and then the podcast. But usually I try to do it like other way around. Because sometimes on radio people are like, hi. And then it's like, oh, you can just be rustig, be calm. But yeah, so for today's podcast, we are talking about the fear of not being Christian enough. And I'm not sure whether you have ever experienced it, where you've been like, why does it seem like that person, or quote unquote, they're like doing the game better, or the Lord is seemingly closer to them than what He is to me, and yeah, and also like if you think that media plays a part in it.
yeah.
So what do you think? Well, I was about to be like,
Well, if you must know, like,
I actually want to go into an icebreaker first because I think
okay.
actually you might have a very interesting take on this icebreaker.
Oh, wow.
Besides the fact that I feel like the ice has been broken.
Okay.
Like I almost tripped at the door when we walked in as well. Hopefully no one saw that. Besides the
I was walking behind you.
oh
So
ciao. All right. So my icebreaker is,
yeah.
what is the one time you felt like an imposter at church or at a Christian event? So just like a light-hearted story when you were like, hey, but nah, it's not looking good, chief.
I'm not supposed to be a type of thing. Yo, this is actually interesting. This was when I was 15. I was in grade 9, right? And there was this like evangelical culture at school,
Okay.
because we were closely, what is it called? Closely affiliated with a church. I won't name which.
Okay.
And we're pushed to have our own cell groups. And at that time, I wasn't necessarily in the faith like that. I was still only doing Sunday services. You know what I
Wait, so
mean?
everyone had to do like their own cell group
Not everyone,
or like
everyone, but
group.
like it was how it was. You'd say people of color, mainly black people.
Yeah.
If you found them at the basketball courts, it wasn't because they were playing basketball.
It was for
They
cell.
It was for sale. Like if you just see someone standing at the bottom of the stands,
Hooping the praying.
it's like, oh, okay, I walk the other way. So then there was actually quite a few cell groups at
Yeah.
like I would say in that school, in the school I was in, I'd say there was probably 10, maybe 20 cells.
Oh wow.
And at that point, you would think it's great, right? But for me, because peer pressure was eating me up, I felt like, okay, cool, it's fine. I go to church already, be fruitful and multiply is what they said. So I decided, let me go for it. And I was in a cell. They put me in a cell for like 2 months. Then they were like, you're ready. Go out and start. And I was like, wait, I'm ready. Wait.
Whoa, chief, hold on now. Now
Yo,
hold on.
Like, wait a minute. And thing is, at that time, they've already acquainted me with that church. And it wasn't even my main church. They just acquainted me with a different
Okay.
church, right? So they said, okay, cool. Since you're already a member of that church, you might as well start a cell.
For that
And
church.
yeah, for
Yeah.
that church. So I was like, okay, cool. shouldn't be
did.
that hard. Like I thought, okay, cool. If you're gonna have like a few people in your cell from time to time, and then when you get to 12, that's by God's blessing. No, these guys gave you 12. They're like, here's 12, go. And I'm like, oh. So there was always a scheduled time for everyone to have their cells. It
Yeah.
was on a Tuesday at first break. And we always had to meet at certain places. So certain parts of the school were sectioned off just for cell on those
Oh,
Tuesdays.
wow.
And it was the thought that we had the enthusiasm to do it, but we didn't have, our hearts weren't in the right place to. And when we went to the
makes sense,
church
yeah.
to actually serve, they started saying, hey, listen, you can't be having a cell if you can't pray in tongues. So,
No, because like mine is kind of similar.
Yeah.
With like the whole, wait, was it like your moment? Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was the first time I went to like a home cell group.
yeah,
So I was invited the week before.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, I can't make it this week, but I will go the next week. Time I go and I walk in, but I was like, let me go in a little bit later
yeah,
because I don't want to be there super early.
yeah.
Bro, I literally walk in and I just see them like standing in the dark in a circle, praying in tongues. I did not expect that. So I walk in, I'm like,
It's a scary sight. can't lie.
bro, and it's weird because like in the background you're hearing like soaking music, and then you just see someone like praying in tongues, and it's dark. They're in a circle. The one's like hunched over, and I walk in. I'm like, I
a bit
don't
too
know.
deep, yeah.
Yeah, so that was me, and then obviously the longest like I walked with them, I was like, okay. At least brief people.
Yeah.
If you invite them for the first time, being like, we start off with prayer or prayer in tongues, because then they would like go around in the circle and each one pray in tongues. When it got to me, I was like,
That's almost the same sequence. But I feel like there were more people in mine because there it's just a bunch of new believers and they just had like leaders, elders, and choir members in there. And like literally first day I walked in, they're like, okay, cool, today I'm gonna teach you guys to pray in tongues. Oh, and I'm like, hey. And now we just have
Wow.
a bunch of us. It's like, guys, do you even know? And remembering, it's like, do you know how to pray in tongues? It's like,
Yeah.
silence. So then at that point, they just say, hey, the best way for you to pray in tongues is when other people pray in tongues around you. And then everyone's just praying in tongues. And I'm like, guys, I don't know what's going on. So now I'm just doing the da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh. And it's like, okay, everyone's closing their eyes. Let me close my eyes. Da-da-da-da. Oh, God, I apologize. But that's what happened.
I can't. My word. Like, at least brief people. Please brief people before,
100%.
like, especially I think when it's like things that, like, certain,
Yeah, sure.
that certain churches, like, focus on, and you bring someone new into the space, at least, please. I think we've all been there before, but that was a great icebreaker.
That was a great reopening. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to talk about, have you ever experienced, the fear of not being, like, Christian enough, besides when you were asked to pray in tongues when you didn't know what you were doing?
Wow. Have I not felt Christian enough? I'd say it's actually the first time he's a friend of ours, right?
Okay.
I'm not gonna say name,
I mean, obviously.
but he gives great introductions.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know.
Yeah. So the first time I met him was last year while I actually started, in the faith, like I took the faith seriously.
Yeah.
So at that point I was like, okay, cool. I'm fine. It's cool. I'm just a 24-year-old. I'm working through it. Hey, listen, I had a lot of things going
Yeah.
on, but then I was like, God, I'm taking you seriously.
Yeah.
So when I saw him and I heard him speak and we're in the same
Yeah.
prayer group. So now every time he spoke, I was like, oh. Like, have you ever just been uppercut with someone else's love? And it's like, like
Your wisdom just came for like
it's just hit you and it's like, stop, bro. Like,
ciao.
and the worst part
tearing
is
up.
he's like, it's not even the worst part. The best part is he's smart.
Yeah.
So you can't do the waffle and expect to get away with it.
Nope.
Because I know he knows. And I know that he's known that I've waffled. Because the thing is, when he does it, he switches it off.
Yeah.
And then he waffles with you. And then
Yeah.
he's like, okay, now we're done with our tomfoolery. Let's get back to being serious.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but I was being serious the whole time.
Was it us joking?
It was, wait a minute. It's like, oh, you want to lock in now? Wait, what do you mean?
Bro, I've been locked in.
The car's been in park? Yo. But like with him, I felt like I was in a space where I was I wouldn't say I was faking, but I'd rather say I was in over my head and I tried to catch up to him. But then I wasn't in that space where like I compared our journeys.
Sure.
Because he's much younger than I am.
Yeah.
So I automatically assumed I should be able to get there because he's younger. But then I underestimated how far in my journey I've yet to go. And I also didn't give God the credit of where I currently was compared to where I was the previous year.
So you were like, not necessarily being like, I've already come this far.
Yeah.
You went, I have to go even further.
Yeah. I have to catch up to this guy instead of, God, we have some catching up to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it became following and revering someone else. And it actually became a few other people because I realized, oh, there's someone my age who came from almost the same place I did.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, snap, bro, where am I? What was I doing? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Instead of, yo, we actually making progress. You know what I mean?
I think that's a big thing because I actually had this literal chat with, who was it? I think when I was going through my whole like biblical femininity thing last year, because I genuinely had a problem with it. I was like, Lord, how can I be like a biblical feminine woman, but everyone is like, Proverbs 33 or 33, Proverbs 31.
Yo, 33. I don't know about that one.
That other Bible, that the Timu Bible. And so when I went through all of that, then obviously like looking at the people around you and then kind of wondering, am I Christian enough to fit in with, like the other women I see around me? But all of them, they're like mothers, they are wives. And I'm like, I'm not a mother, I'm not a wife as of yet, but how, can I still be a woman of faith if, I don't have these things? But so I wanted to ask you, because have you ever seen like the whole like Christian influencer kind of thing, and you kind of have people who are like, that's their thing, For example, Christian creators like Ali Yost or Amy Moore, Malik Brookins actually got married, I think some time ago.
I only heard Malik like once in my life, and I saw the wedding, and I was like, oh wait, who is this? And people were like, God bless, and I'm like, is this a Christian community? Like, I had no idea, and I was like, oh, that's cute.
So like Christian content creators, and have you ever like looked at them and you kind of go, what does seem like your journey with the Lord is, kind of like it is where we have to catch up. And sometimes, like, that might not be an intentional thing that they want to, because obviously when you're a Christian creator and a content creator, you have a certain aesthetic that you go for and everything. So sometimes you think that, like a good Christian is someone who wakes up at 4 and the first thing they do, they eat their oats and honey. Yeah. And they sit outside, enjoy the sunrise while reading. Like while reading the word. And as they read the word, they actually like they're going on a jog. And as they jog, the Lord is like, yeah. And they're like, yes, Lord. And then you kind of go, you look at your own life and you kind of go, sorry guys, we took a quick break quickly because Brahm had to do something.
Sorry again.
But so we kind of go into this little spiral of this is how, we think we have to do. And I think especially when you're new to the faith, we kind of get more inspired by the people around us rather than Christ himself. So like how do you find balancing, your authentic faith in the Lord and not making it dare I say, a spectacle?
performance.
Yeah, probably. It's a better word. And I literally have it like written down right here. And I was like, no, spectacle. Yeah.
The way I see it, right? I've always had this type of, I wouldn't say disdain for social media. That's such a strong word, saying disdain while having a social media account. I think the better word is I detest of the action that people perform when they actually see other people on social media create this persona or live their lives at a certain successful moment and assume that that's the entire walk with faith.
Whoa, bro, I'm gonna need
Okay,
you to
let me go back.
give me like you you
Let
gave
me-
textbook version. I
Okay.
need like AI summary.
Okay, I'm gonna be blunt,
Okay,
but I'm
say it as
gonna
it
be
is.
gentle and blunt at the same
Say it
time.
as it is, bro.
I'm not a fan of when social media personalities go on social media and show a portion of their lives cut. So it's that edited portion, but then at the same time, they don't show the parts that are difficult.
Yeah.
And I understand when it's difficult, you want your own time, you want your own
Yeah.
space. But then
Like
when
you don't want to film it.
yeah, you want to, like, you don't want to film it. Like, you want the world to be away from your tears and everything. I understand that. And in the faith, you don't want to fast on television. Right? You're supposed to be in private. You're supposed to wash your face and make it seem like you're not doing anything. Right? But then when it comes to the part where other people are out here thinking, well, if they always succeeding, then we're going to succeed.
Yeah.
But then there has to be that type of disclaimer
Yeah.
where, okay, guys, understand that just because I'm having this relatively successful life, it doesn't mean you guys are going to meet that same end. You're not going to get to that same point. You're not going to get those millions of TikTok followers or get this influence. You're not going to be a speaker. Where you are right now, you're just watching God's child exercise their gifts given by God instead of looking at someone be a self-made something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I would be wrong to actually fault the creators as much as for like look at the people watching the content.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna be consuming this stuff, we have to have a Bible next to us to confirm this stuff.
That's true.
And that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
people would read a Bible verse on TikTok and we would use that as verse of the day. Like, I've seen it. Like, it's like, hey guys, let's open Psalms 11 verse 16. Right? Yo, I might be wrong. Does Psalms 11 have a 16? Yo.
Of course, bro. They have like 150.
Yo, no, verse 16. I could be so wrong. I'm so sorry. But like, they could say open to like Psalms 23 verse 7, right? And they would be like, okay, cool. This guy's already opening their Bible, so it's fine. You don't know that leather book is the Bible. It can have a crossover there and it might not be the Bible.
That's true.
Like, you're not opening your Bible to confirm it, and at the same time, you're trusting people who you don't know, and you're losing the tact and the will to exercise discernment.
Yeah.
To know that if this is actually someone who is practicing and sharing the gospel, or they're sharing a different gospel. And there's a lot of identical gospel.
But that's true. No, let's get into it.
Yeah.
But it's true because I think also, like, definitely, actually, I've been like really called out this entire week.
Yeah.
Through my faith, like the Lord. I was reminded about a word God gave me a few weeks ago where it was literally verbatim. Sin is not meant to be coddled; it's meant to be killed. And when it came into my spirit, I was like, whoa. Okay, Lord, I'm feeling it. But then, when you kind of go into those little slow moments in your faith and those like, I don't want to call it like the mundane days in your faith. Yeah. And then, we kind of forget that we are still in an active battle. We are still to be, in the armor of God. And literally this week, slipped and stumbled and knocked my head like 5 times on the same rock.
Yeah.
And literally, I was like, Aaron, you've been way too chill in your walk with the Lord. Because, as you said, you go on social media and you're like, oh, but, they told me something good about the Lord.
Exactly.
That's good enough.
That's my stem right there.
Yeah, like, I did it, bro. Like, give me my little, like, what do you call it?
That's it.
Regmaartjie dingetjie.
Yeah,
Whoa, the
yeah.
Afrikaans. But do you think that we are more obsessed about, looking Christian rather than, like living Christian?
The way the question is structured, it feels like, are we obsessed? Like, are we vain or are we authentic?
Sure.
And we're relying more on appearance that we look Christian
Yeah.
than we are about the whole nitty gritties about being Christian. Like, I would say a good example of someone who people didn't or people might not have wanted to be Christian at that time, if we actually gonna be going back into context,
Yeah.
right? And I'm open for rebuke. But when people found out that Saul
I
became
was about
Paul,
to think that. I was like,
That's
this is about my boy Paul.
yeah, it's like,
My man's-
and shout out to Paul. Like, why did I do that? Like the whole gang signs, like, and I do gang signs a lot, which is crazy. But I'm a sheltered guy. Like, I was raised right. I think with Saul Paul,
Oh man, you cracked me up. Sorry.
it's like, I'm joking. That's it. That's it. Sorry, moms. Yeah, I'm really raised right. Like, I'm a suburban guy. Like, yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
I think when the Jewish first saw that the Jewish Christian community first saw Saul be Paul, they were like, just like the first person who encountered him was like, bro, wait a minute.
You're gonna kill me.
Like, he himself was having like feeling fear. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this is a trick.
Yeah.
But then God gave me this task. Let me go ahead and do it. He didn't look like a Christian. Paul didn't look like one. But then we also have to credit that Christian that said, you know what, I'm going to follow God's instruction despite this person not looking Christian.
Sure.
And I think where we are, where it comes to people who are attractive Christians versus people who are unattractive Christians or the unorthodox type of Christians, we would look at the unorthodox and we'd guard our hearts, but then we'd forget that instruction. Hence why I mentioned that Christian. And we would forget that, okay, cool, how many Christians are actually capable of more than Saul Paul? All of them.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be better than the apostles while learning after the apostles, right? But instead, we want to be the textbook definition Christian and live within that bubble to a point where we're actually limiting God's blessing because we've only known the blessings to what we've seen, right? Like for you, I see what you do. Like if I actually model every Christian female based on you, that means if I model them all after you, then it's going to get to a point where I'm essentially stopping someone who has the potential of actually spreading the gospel to a different area further than where you are, just so that they could stay within where you are and actually stopping the blessing.
I think also sometimes we sell ourselves short when we try to model being a Christian rather than just being a Christian. Because if we take like what Christian means in its essence, literally means to follow Christ, you know. So when we kind of go like, okay, but if I'm going to base my faith off of how you are like, you know, living out your faith, I am selling myself short about how, you know, what the Lord has planned for me. Because as you said, what if like I actually need to go out to the nations and do missionary work and, you know, I was about to be like, go to Africa, but I'm like, wait, we are in Africa, but go wherever. But now you kind of go, okay, but, you know, Brahm isn't doing it. So clearly I need to focus on, you know, like smaller things. But you know that that the Lord is calling you for something else. Or maybe something similar, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Then we still kind of go, okay, Lord, but how can I do that? Because the people around me have never gone into that territory. But what if he's literally calling you
To open that
to
territory,
open up the door, to shine the flashlight and be like, hey guys, come through. This isn't like, it's no longer unmarked territory. Yeah. I think also, I think growing up, I definitely had this whole thing about how, a Christian has to look, not taking out of context that, there are certain things, let's be for real,
Yeah.
certain things we can do, certain things we can't.
Yes.
Because the moment, what I found is, in my preparation for another podcast was, what if our desire for being authentic becomes our excuse to sin? And I was like, oh my word.
Dive deep on that.
Because I was like, so like sometimes we say like, but I want to be like, my authentic self. I want
Yeah.
to, but sometimes often we separate our authentic self from Christ. It's not supposed to be one or the other.
It's supposed to be
It's
one
it's
within
this,
the other.
you know. So I would like really find myself being like, okay, but Lord, I want to serve you authentically.
Yeah.
And then my mind automatically goes, this is God. This is my authentic self. Forgetting that Christ died for that authentic self to be hidden in him,
Yeah.
to die in him, but also to live in him. So yeah, I think that's my chat for today. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Brother Brom, Brethren Brom?
Just something attaching to what you said, right? With regards to separating our authentic self from Christ.
Yeah.
I think the origin of authenticity is truth. So we can't necessarily separate truth from the truth. So in
Clock
that
it.
essence, like if you yourself are actually separating it, then of course you're living a lie.
Yeah.
And the only way to get back is to actually realize, okay, cool, God, this is my service in you. This is how I'm trying to follow you. And I'm doing it based off of your word. I'm doing it based off the wisdom that you've imparted onto me, the discernment that I exercise on a daily, and the lifestyle that I've lived through you, and the old lifestyle I've abandoned for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You know what the magic words are at the end of my podcast?
skibbity.
I wish, but no. It is wow, wow, wee, wow. I think I said why I said it the first time because I had no idea how to finish the podcast.
Yeah.
And in my very, very, very first podcast, I was like, wow, wow, wee, wow. That was insane. And now it's my thing. So wow, wow, wee, wow. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. You can go follow Brom at
45th_Brom on Instagram and Broms on TikTok.
Brom's on
Broms on TikTok.
on TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you are listening, please send a DM, send, I don't know, an email or maybe WhatsApp, the WhatsApp line as well. If you're watching on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. If you're watching on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, comment, almost said WhatsApp, comment, like, and subscribe. Well, follow. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.
Cheers.